But hey, that's what makes me so unique, right? 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 Well, hello everybody. It is I, NikoTheLegend. I am back for the next crappy, short-sighted, boring, lazy installment for this NIKO show, the NIKO Show podcast. Yep, that's me on the screen there. No, not the guy looking cool in the armor or in front of the bonfire from Dark Souls. No, not the You Are Dead, although I sometimes I feel like it. Probably why I'm doing it this way, in this format. Before we get started, welcome everybody, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, share your delight. I'm just going to turn that down about 10 decibels. So if that blew your eardrums out, I do apologize, kind of, maybe, a little bit. So there is plenty to talk about today, folks, in the gaming universe, in the sometimes cringy, most of the time actually cringy gaming universe. This is why gamers get such a bad rap, because we see a bunch of, well, you can just see it all over the Twitter posts and stuff about what people say about certain gaming opinions, which opinions are great. Doesn't mean you have to like them. And there is plenty not to like. And we're not even really talking about today, so, I swear, I swear. Well, guys, so on this episode of NikoTheLegend, I decided to go really lazy. This is not a streamed episode. If you're even on Spotify, it doesn't matter. You don't really get to see like the live show or hear it. Although, does Spotify even have live broadcasting? Why don't they do that? Well, the thing is about Spotify, folks, in case you didn't know, it's actually more of like a third-party platform. It's like an extension to the first-party podcast sites. Spotify is kind of like a supplement to just have your voice branched out a little further, depending on what podcast platforms you use. So I use Libsyn, and then Spotify is like, hey, you could also just put your stuff out here too. And it's like, oh, okay. But seriously, Spotify should have a broadcasting thing. It'd be great to do across Spotify and stuff. That'd be neat. But probably really expensive to get that digital space, so who knows, right? Anyway, so my point was that if you're on Spotify, there's no face cam, there's no webcam of me, it's just my full body NIKO image. No, not full body NIKO pillow, maybe sometime down the line if I ever get popular off this crappy show. But, and yeah, this is not being live streamed today. That's how lazy I was feeling. I just, some days you just want to just do the bare minimum. And you will see the bare minimum of what I have to talk about today. Talk about low-hanging fruit NIKO episode today. Because all of our articles are straight from IGN. But that doesn't... Sometimes that happens where a few of them are, and others I just look across the internet and see what catches my eye. But IGN, in my opinion, to me, actually has some interesting articles to talk about, and there's 6 to go through. There's 6 that I really appreciated. I was like, okay, this is some stuff I can talk about. I can have some pretty big discussions. Will we get through all 6 of them? God, I hope so. So let's get shameless plugs out of the way. My name is NikoTheLegend. You can find me on the YouTube realm, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I got a Discord. I'm also on Spotify. Plenty of plugs to hear my voice on the NIKO Show. And don't forget Facebook. Did I say Facebook? Anyway, Facebook is pretty meaningless, just like all the other social media platforms. But I digress, folks. It's better than nothing. Got to get my voice out there somehow, some way. So if you are listening to this, I really appreciate, and just guess what, guys? Just comment. Just do a little comment. Just let me know. Come reach out to me. Let's talk. Let's have a discussion about how I'm not living in my parents' basement still. Okay, it's the sex dungeon cellar. Okay, but I'm getting sprayed by Dr. Pepper hoses because I'm atheist. That's a South Park joke, if anybody got it. Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that big time. Speaking of South Park, we just heard Mr. Garrison-san. Oh, Mr. Garrison-san. So guys, before we get into these articles, if you don't know, NIKO, the legend, likes to go through a couple of introduction bits here. The first one is it's 2 segments. This show actually has 3 segments. The first one is catching you up to speed what's going on in real life, NIKO. Second is what games I'm playing or what games I'm excited to play in the future. And the third one is when we dive into it. So I'm going to try to do this as best as I can without wasting too much time. You know me, the rambling idiot. People like to give me those special nicknames like the Snowflake or the Well-Mannered Teenager, or Vigil is probably my favorite. Or Well-Mannered Teenager, and I'm 31. Yeah, someone made that nickname for me when I was playing Gears of War with them. And I was 28 playing Gears of War 4 or something. And he's like, you're like this guy I was on my team, he's like, you're like a well-mannered teenager, after I was just being a normal human being and not just shit-talking or something, not being a toxic fool like in a League of Legends game. And I was like, okay, bro, but I'm 28, but thanks anyway. Anyway, the nickname has stuck with me ever since. What's going on with NikoTheLegend? I don't know. What's exciting happening? Well, as you all know, 4th of July weekend is right around the corner. So I will be seeing the Familia this weekend down south of where I live. I won't tell you exactly where for obvious reasons, but I'm excited to see the fam. My brother, my older brother, sister-in-law, and niece, Can't go wrong with that, with a good old-fashioned cookout. And they got a pool built in, so, it's really hot. Summer's really hot and really lame, and my goodness, just be careful out there, folks. It gets too hot for teacher. That's why, it's public indecency to go streaking outside. Hey, I can't help it that it's hotter than just blazes of glory. Excuse me. Oh man, see, I'm choking up on my own bullshit. It's quite shameful, folks. It's quite shameful. Oh my goodness, see, and the pollen. Bless me, excuse me, the pollen. That begs the question, like, what do like, I don't know, podcasters, what do they do when they have like a sneeze or something, or they just start coughing profusely? They just keep going, right? That's what they do. They keep going. I mean, what if you have a restless leg syndrome, or you can't help but touch yourself? You just got to keep playing with yourself somehow. And you're like, hey, I'm on TV and my mom's watching. She doesn't like that. Just kidding. My mom doesn't watch this show. I don't even think my dad doesn't watch this. I don't think anybody should watch this. It's pretty disgraceful. So, yeah, back to what's going on. 4th of July little weekend trip. I'm excited for it. I've been getting some clients in the gym, which is great. Some gym clients. For those of you who don't know, I'm a personal trainer. Still looking for that second job. It's still a hell of a process. But in the meantime, I've been getting more clients at the gym, which is great. I think I mentioned that in the last episode. So our clientele's getting up there, folks, after 2.5 years, going on 3, pretty close here. This stuff takes a while to build some credibility, it depends on what gym you're at, what traffic, the demographics, you as a trainer, it's just everything comes into play here, It's a lot. It's not a 2-sided coin. It's like a 8-sided coin. Is that even possible? Well, I'm sure somewhere it is. Some universe of the unknown. Exactly my point. So it's pretty good, right? I'm getting all these clients and stuff, meeting new people, expressing my technique, showing them what it takes to have a healthy lifestyle, make that big change, Bathroom making noises. Sorry about that, David. Deal. So, it sounds all dandy, doesn't it? Except it's summertime. I mean, I know you get people coming here, or new clients, new members at the gym, and let's just say 90% of all my clients are on vacation right now. And I did say just a second ago that I was getting more clients, and then they're gone. So I'm really, honestly, this is crazy. 90% of my clients are on vacation. So that means, or 95. That means I'm down to just one client I'm training that isn't on vacation. And this all happened very suddenly, all of a sudden. Well, not very, you know what I mean. It's just kind of like just all, snowballed over time. 1 week person leaves, next week another person leaves, and then the following week 2 people leave, and it's just like, I'm never going to live. Now I won't be able to pay for food and for new diapers for my shitty behavior. Oh, it's so terrible. But that's how it goes in the contracting personal trainer business, folks. Summertime, people come and go all the time. But I'm happy that they'll be back and we'll be starting to train again, and I'll be back to full list of clientele. I'm just glad to just have that many clients in general. Like, it's been really nice the past couple months. So let's keep that up, right? Anything else happening? Not really. Trying to think. Oh, let's talk about NikoTheLegend. When I get back from this trip, I'm gonna I just got done with the third revision. NikoTheLegend is the fantasy novel that I finished last year. 7-year project since 2013. So third revision was just done maybe a week and a half ago, and I've been kind of taking a break, because it's a bit of a process to do. A lot of fun to do, because I love rereading through this stuff to kind of get me back up to speed. I think it's a good idea, because writers forget the stuff they wrote in their books all the time, especially if they're giant-ass novels. Like, I don't know how J.K. Rowling or David Lynch, not David Lynch, jeez, he did the Doom movie. I already forgot who did, man, I feel horrible. Or Cormac McCarthy doing Blood Meridian, I don't know. Just any book, any novel that has pages in it with words on it, right? You're going to forget a lot of the stuff that you talked about. So you have to go back and just be like, oh, okay, right, I talked about this and that. Because the best thing to do is to not overlap or have any continuity issues or contradictions, and you have to revise or read through your stuff again. So that's kind of what we did, Just see what I could change. And I made the story a lot better and have more clarity. It still retains the original image of what I had when I first started back when I was writing the book and stuff. So, that newbie, new journey experience for me where I was just a little rookie writer, still technically am because it's my first book. I want, since I started out as a noob, the reader starts out as a noob, learning everything about what's going on in my book, and then the characters all start out as noobs, so everybody gets to grow together as the story and as the years go on. You know what I'm saying? So that's a really fun progressional journey that I totally did not plan at all. It just so happened to end up that way. So my point of what I'm trying to make is that once I go through this story again, and not doing like any revising and stuff, just one last double check, just blazing on through it, and then I need to get it edited, proofread it. I need people. I need a team to read this story, like 5 chapters for each person or something, or maybe just one person that wants to do it. I don't know. I'll pay you $50 for 300 plus pages editing. Oh God. But anyway, yes. I need to get illustrations done for certain parts of the book, and I might just do that myself, to be honest. And need to get it published. I really do. I already have book covers and stuff. Sure, I need to get the formatted part of that out of the way, which is okay. I can always do some research online. And then we can get this show on the road, folks. Can get this show on the road. I'm very excited. I need to print out the rough draft of the story, and I need to have it safely tucked away. Or framed somewhere. That'd be great. Frame it. And then also hand out rough drafts to people who just want to read before it's published. Like to the people I really trust. They won't go out and just be like, hey, this is my work. Also, yeah, I definitely need to get this patent before I publish it, Anyway, so that's what's going on with the NikoTheLegend. See, I get all sidetracked because I have a good time talking about my own stuff because I'm a self-indulgent prick. But anybody who's written their own literary work, you can't help it. I like talking about. I'm sure you like talking about your own work in your own way. Everybody's got their own method and methodology on how they express themselves in their stories and how they portray the information to listeners or readers. So I think that's pretty much all the big stuff. My car's going to be paid off in November. Isn't that exciting to know? I mean, for me, it's very exciting. I think everybody would be excited if they paid off their car completely. I can't wait for that. So, gaming. What am I playing for gaming? Well, I hate to be really cryptic about this. But, one of them I have to keep hidden under wraps. But it's a very, very fun game. It's a Souls game. But I can't tell you which one it is. It's very, very hush-hush. But the other game I've been playing is Final Fantasy VII Remake. I know there's been some times where I talk mad shit about it. I still do, because look, Final Fantasy VII is my second favorite Final Fantasy VII. Second place, first place is, if you know me. If you don't, just know that Final Fantasy IX is my favorite game of all time and my favorite Final Fantasy game. And the margin, like first to second place, is a huge marginal difference in terms of quality of the games of 9 and 7 for me. So second place might as well just be dead last at this point. But anyway, I'm playing 7 Remake. It's a really fun game, actually. It's a lot of fun. I don't like the new canon stuff and the way they executed some of the things in Remake, like story progression and how they ended it, how it's going to be like a gazillion parts, supposedly, or this is just technically like the prologue or this the first chapter, who knows, right? But I'm having a good time with it. I just don't like the new canon stuff that they were writing, or the new alternate timeline, whatever you guys think about that. And I'll know exactly how I feel about the whole situation once I finish the game. So I got those 2 games playing, a Secret Souls game, or Souls-like game, and then Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then I've been dabbling a little bit with Halo Master Chief Collection, because I'm getting excited for Halo Infinite when that game releases this year. I am absolutely stoked to play Halo Infinite. The multiplayer looks fantastic. First time ever playing, first Halo game to ever have bots in it. So if anybody's worried about facing hardcore, try-hard, sweat-hards online, which you know it's going to be that way, and you don't want to, you can't play with your friends at the time, or you just don't want to get completely destroyed in terms of toxic chat, or just these nerds playing 20 hours a day, I completely agree with you. And I'm a person who has played Halo since it first originally released back in 2001. And I've played every single Halo since then, besides Halo Wars. I don't really care about RTS Halos. Or Spartan Assault. I don't care about that either. Just the mainline entries, okay? Yeah, I'm more excited to play with my brothers against bots on a more casual level and just enjoying the game. We're playing co-op in the campaign. So I'm really excited. Lots of cool stuff that I saw about the multiplayer overview trailer. Looked pretty freaking cool. I'm excited. I am very excited. I think this game will do well upon release. I really hope it does come out this holiday. Of course, I'm more wanting to play campaign than anything, because I love playing Halo campaigns. There's always something interesting and new to see about them, even if it's not your favorite Halo or favorite campaign. But you get what I'm trying to say here. So there's Halo Infinite coming out eventually, which I'm excited to get. There's Mario Party Superstars, which... Oh, it's another Mario Party game, NIKO. What's so great about that? Well, I'll tell you, my friends, besides... Exactly. I don't know what that had to do with anything about being arrested. Mario Party Superstars is... It's going to be a very nostalgic Mario Party. It pays homage to the original 3 and 64 games by remaking 5 of the levels, having 5 levels... pretty much brought from the original 3, like the best maps, remade in stunning HD glory. Insert graphical trope here. Sound like I'm at E3 with my pants down with nothing left to give. That's a lot of companies these days. But anyway, yes, it's going to have the best of the mini games all collaborated into one Mario Party from the first 3 Mario Party games. Stay with me here, folks. And then it's going to have 5 of the best maps from the original 3 Mario Parties in also. And right off the bat, you could play every single game mode online. Super Mario Party was a pretty decent entry, pretty fun, on the right path to redeeming Mario Party games, and because there's a lot. And one of the things that it fucked up on is when the online modes weren't really there. It only had one specific online mode. It wasn't like playing party mode or mini game mode or anything. It was just like play with 3 other people on this select amount, very lightly selected amount of mini games, and it was just like some tournament thing. It wasn't even that fun. It got boring real quick. Now, since they updated Super Mario Party, you can play online with your friends, or if you know a certain loophole way of playing with randos. You can't matchmake with randos on Super Mario Party yet, or unfortunately, even with the latest update. That only allows you to play with your friends. But this Mario Party game coming out, even in the trailer, they're like, yeah, online mode for every game mode. Play with strangers and dangers and with friends, which is great. You know, it's gonna have matchmaking and all that. It's gonna be cool. Just partner me up. I'm excited about that because you know nobody likes to play these games in RL on a couch version anyway. Everybody likes to be behind their computer screens or just playing with. They rather play with strangers than with RL friends, even despite what you say about COVID lockdowns and all that bullshit. You know, you guys weren't doing that before to begin with anyway. For the lot of you, as you get older, your friends start to dwindle away into the ether world. So I'm excited for Mario Party Superstars, and then there's one more game that I'm also really excited for, guys. Well, Horizon Forbidden West is a great game. I'm excited for it too. Anyway, but that's besides the point. I think a lot of people that's a dead giveaway. But this one is also a bit of a dead giveaway. It's Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the remakes of not Black and White, of Pearl and Diamond. I fucked that up. And guess what? I never played Black and White. Oh my god, I keep saying Black and White. Well, it's true. I never played Black and White 2 and 1. Black and White 2. God, I can't get this shit straight. Who wrote the script? Oh yeah, there's no script at all. Yeah. So Pearl and Diamond getting remakes. Never played the OG Pearl and Diamond and Pearl. I don't know. It was like a big time in my life where I just didn't play Pokemon games for a while, like 3 generations worth, until Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out. Oh man, that was some good times, man. Good times. That's still my favorite Pokemon game. So, I'm excited to play the remake of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And despite what a lot of people probably are with me on this, I don't like the aesthetics, the art style they're going with. Although it's a little bit more polished, it doesn't look so bad. It just doesn't look it just looks cheaply made, kind of low budget. It doesn't have like its own neatly aesthetic approach to it. That's just me. But I think it'll still be a really fun game to play, and it's different. It's gonna be different from Sword and Shield because Sword and Shield is third person. This remake is pretty much like isometric or top-down view, like the old Pokemon games. You know, so that's gonna be pretty fun. I miss playing those types of Pokemon games. Trust me. So I'm glad this is kind of just reliving the glory days. What is this in the Unova region? Sinnoh? I don't even know anymore. The Jupiter Legacy region, the Wolf Blitzen, the Harriet Tubman. I don't know. Is her region Harry? Harry, are you out there? Harry. So yep, I'm excited for that, and there's 4 games: Horizon Forbidden West, Pokemon, Halo, and Mario Party. But the ones I'm definitely going to be buying are Mario Party and Pokemon, so I'm excited for that. Halo Infinite, I mean, I guess those are definite, and Horizon. If it all works out together, Horizon, maybe I'll wait, even though I would love to get that day one, but maybe I'll wait, you know. There's no rush. That's a big open world game. Halo, at least, is a shooter game. You can pretty much take your time on that. There's no pressure on beating first-person shooter games or even playing online because they don't take long to do at all. Very convenient. Pokemon, I want to put more time, more focus on that than Horizon, you know. Mario Party, well, it's Mario Party, so there's really no pressure on that. But I'm excited. I'm just excited, man. I'm excited for these games coming out. I would say I'm excited for the new Ninja Turtles game coming out, Shredder's Revenge, but there's no release date yet on it, so I can't really go too far into detail on that. But that would be great to play as well. So, look, 24 minutes already. I've already wasted everybody else's time. Hey, everybody, welcome to NikoTheLegend. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Goku. Don't do it, Goku. All right, so, if you haven't already, check out me on YouTube, Spotify, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, Facebook. I'm everywhere, guys. You'll see the links in the description below, especially on YouTube, because this will be posted on YouTube today, actually. And then I'm off to see the familia tomorrow. All right, now, like I said, we're getting to the news part of things. The meat. There is a lot I am excited to talk about, and I can't wait. Very exciting stuff. Lots of discussions, and these are all from IGN. I know I said before that it's lazy mode. I get it. IGN is like the basic bitch place to go to because it's so popular, and then it's just all the information. There's not much digging, and usually I do like to dig a little bit into my articles that talk about things that actually mean something, not just what's going on in the times of today. What's going on in the current day of gaming. It's like, oh, okay. This stuff can get aged. They age pretty quickly. I like talking about things that are more on a general aspect or a more specific insight on something to do with gaming, not necessarily a game or something. Some special topics, but not today. No webcam, no face cam, no live streaming, and only IGN articles. So let's start this off with something that I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this because I'm a huge Diablo fan. Well, I love Diablo. I'm not a tryhard. I'm not a diehard Diablo fan, but I've been playing Diablo since it came out, and I've been enjoying the series ever since. I like Diablo a lot. Obviously, Diablo 2 is the best one out there. Next with Diablo 1, yes, Diablo 1, and then Diablo 3. Diablo 3 to me is the lowest quality of Diablo games, and if you can understand where I'm coming from if you played them. So we're talking about Diablo 4. And after seeing the blog post of the quarterly update of these character artists, these lead art directors showing the talking all about the new stuff and the cool shit with the character designs and the art and just anything Diablo, it gives me much hope that this game will nowhere be even close to the disastrous launch of Diablo 3. Now, I'm not trying to overhype myself, but I also can't help myself. Because this is just a night and day difference. I mean, say goodbye to Diablo 3 when this game comes out, and even when Diablo 2 Resurrected comes out as well. Diablo 3's population is going to go down real quick. And reading their quarterly update and this, seeing this article, it's like one would think, I'm like, this game is closer to being done than I thought. Even though, granted, these images and videos that are in the original blog post, it says pre-alpha. And the pre-alpha is already done with. We're done with alpha. They're moving to the stages of beta. There's supposed to be a beta coming out soon. And after the beta, it's not too long afterwards when the actual game comes out. We might see this game released next year, guys. Despite Diablo 2 Resurrected coming out in a couple months or whatever, That doesn't matter. That won't stop people, new gamers and old gamers. They will still play Diablo 4. Blizzard likes releasing 2 versions of every game, right? Overwatch 2, they're pretty much the exact same game, besides a couple different things and different maps. It looks exactly the fucking same. You won't even notice a difference. It'd be hard pressed to tell. Oh shoot. Oh my god, I just freaking had. Oh, World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft Classic. That's another double dipping dose, and another double dipping with Diablo 2 Resurrected and Diablo 4. StarCraft 2, well, that's stayed in the shadows for a while. We don't talk about Warcraft 3 Reforged. And Heroes of the Storm, that's just been hush-hush for a while, and who cares about Diablo Immortals? So, anyway, we know Blizzard and Activision Blizzard are no strangers to double-dipping and making more profit than ever before. And what better way is to release this game next spring, or at least next holiday? I could see this game coming out next year, guys. I really can after seeing this. So without just rubbing its shaft the entire time, let's fucking talk about it. So Diablo 4 will feature fully customizable characters and armor. No more preset class aesthetics. Yes, that's what's the most exciting thing, is that you get to choose how you look, and choosing a bunch of cool different ways to just have yourself dressed up. That's basically what I just said, just in a fancier way. And I'm telling you, it is awesome. I mean, look at this. Look how cool this is. This is an isometric fucking game, but look how good these models are, man. For this type of game. Oh my god, it's great. Oh, that's not what I had in mind. This is fucking awesome, man. Okay. This barbarian wearing, this just looks fantastic. Oh my god. Oh my god, a female barbarian has never looked so Oh, you know what I'm getting at here. Diablo 4 will, for the first time in the series, allow full customization of your character, from hair, eye color to facial hair, jewelry, tattoos, and more. You'll also have full control of armor color thanks to a new dye system, which is every game should do that if they're online and open world, or just online game that's multiplayer. Always have to where you can change the dyes, colors of your character, just always have that. It should just be a mandatory thing. In a new Diablo 4 quarterly update published by Blizzard, the game's art department revealed several new pieces of information, and these were huge, by the way. Among this was the reveal of the new character customization features. Historically, players have had very little choice in what their character looks like, but Diablo 4 will allow full RPG-style customization. Fucking crazy, guys. You'll be able to change the fate. This is the first time for Diablo fans to see this shit, and this is getting people very excited. First time ever in Diablo game franchise. You'll be able to change the face of your character, the hairstyle, the facial hair, beards, and eyebrows, and add jewelry, nose piercings or earrings, makeup, and body markings such as tattoos or body paint. Like in normal RPGs, like you were playing Dragon Age or Mass Effect or whatever other game, Dark Souls or something. You'll also be able to change the color values of your character's skin, eyes, facial hair, and body markings. Some elements will be class-specific to support the class's unique backgrounds, but many will be shared between classes, allowing more possibilities to mix and match. And I'm not going to lie, I might be a female barbarian or a female rogue. Oh man, I don't know. Female barbarians, I didn't think they would look so ravishing. So, as ever, your chosen armor items will also be a large part of your character's look, and Diablo 4 will offer a more advanced dye system that's seen in Diablo 3. Each part of the armor can be dyed, including the helmet, chest, gloves, legs, and boots. You can dye each piece with a different color palette, if you choose, or apply the same palette to all of them at once. This is Fashion Diablo, which is great. Give people more user-friendly freedom of choices on how they customize their character. The more, the merrier, I'm telling you. Let us be in control for once, Although I never mind having the presets in the other Diablo games. It's fine. It was never a problem for me to begin with. But this is just awesome. This dye system will be accessed from the lair, where players can use a new wardrobe system to mix and match armor components and color palettes. Elsewhere in the update, Blizzard discussed the advancements made in Diablo's tech and art design. Following Diablo 3's more heavily stylized aesthetic, which I fucking hated, it looked like World of Warcraft. Thanks, Jay Wilson, you suck. Diablo 4 returns to a more grimdark look that the series was known for its early years. John Mueller, art director on Diablo 4, explained that the touch point for this new visual style was the pre-rendered cinematics for Diablo 3, which overall look much more realistic than the brighter, more stylized in-game graphics. You could just say toony graphics, guys, it's fine. This look has been achieved via new techniques, but care has been made to ensure that it still looks like a Blizzard game. Yeah, it looks fucking great. We wanted to use the latest tools and techniques, but we did have a concern about leaning into realism in a way that wouldn't have the handcrafted feeling we felt was fundamental to a Blizzard game. He said, "We didn't want the characters to feel procedural or generic because of these processes. Yes, still retain your artistic identity. Don't go with boring-looking games that go full 3D and they just these developers don't add their own stylized approach. Like King of Fighters 14 and 15, they look pretty crappy. They don't look that well aesthetically pleasing. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and when it first was shown off, people complained about how boring and drab it just looked dreary and just didn't look very colorful. It didn't look like it had its own look to it, its own unique aesthetic look. And they went back and changed it. The benefit of having the latest tools and techniques working as part of an in-game engine is that more storytelling can be done within the game world. Most of our story cutscenes will be rendered in our engine using the game models. In previous Diablo games, the high-fidelity cinematic story moments were all pre-rendered, and by God, they were fucking fantastic. We still have those amazing cinematic moments from from Blizzard animation. Yeah, Activision animation, yeah, right. But now we also have cinematic moments that feature your character up close, rendered in our game engine, which is great. An example of this is in-game engine cinematics can be seen in the Rogue class announcement trailer from earlier in the year. While not as movie quality as the pre-rendered cinematics, it's still high quality and leaps ahead of in-game looks as Diablo 3. Yes, so your character will pretty much be in like its own movie. It won't be like these default characters that travel through these cutscenes, It's going to be your character. Originally in Diablo games, the cinematics didn't even have your characters involved. It would just show pivotal story moments of NPCs and stuff. And that was it. Your character was nowhere in sight. Now your character will be in sight. And these cutscenes are going to be great. It's going to really give you that more in-depth look on what your character looks like up close and personal. Because as you know, Diablo is an isometric RPG game. Action role-playing. And it'd be like kind of a shame to not be able to see what you look like after spending all that time, right? Well, thanks to the help of these in-game cutscenes, or not FMV quality, it's gonna be great to see everything just nicely well done, and your character's gonna be just the star of the show and turn into a massive, sexy demon that has a penis. I don't know. The sky's the limit here. But you guys, I kid you not, you need to check out that quarterly update blog post of Diablo 4 that just released. You will see the different looks of how your characters can look. The different looks of the classes. It blew me away in how graphically intensive it is. And I mean, for this type of game, this is leaps and bounds here. I show this to my brothers, I sent them the quarterly blog post of Diablo 4, and they were just blown away by it. They were like, holy crap. And don't forget, this is pre-alpha stuff. This is probably stuff that they're able to show. Imagine the beta look of the game. The current day art pieces that they can't show, because they got to keep it all hush-hush. They're working very hard on this. Just imagine. And yeah, you get to see the different creature designs, different character designs. It's, oh my god, dude, this game is going to be fucking great. So, let's move on to the next one. We go from a high note to something I am down the middle with. So, this is telling studios they shouldn't sell is short-sighted. Phil Spencer says after Xbox acquisition sprees. It's a circle of business life. Yes, so the bottom line of this story is that Phil Spencer's like, yes, businesses should be bought out by other businesses. He's going with a very corporate schlock capitalistic approach. Which capitalism is fine if done properly or done to an extent where it doesn't corrupt your business practice. Which you could say in the gaming industry that happens a lot. EA, Activision, Microsoft. What happened when you owned Rare? What great Rareware games did you release? Oh, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Yeah, that was a great game. Oh, Conquer Live and Reloaded. Oh, that was a great censored version. What happened to the other Conquer games that didn't come out? What happened to the other Perfect Dark games that didn't come out in the past 10 to plus years? What happened to Banjo-Kazooie? What happened to all those Rareware exclusives, Oh, Sea of Thieves, what happened when that game came out? It wasn't even done. It was half-baked. Oh, Connect games made from Rare. Yeah, really good. Oh, let's go with EA. What happens to every company that's owned by EA? Oh, either gets shut down or the company is pretty much it's not even its former self. It's pretty much just an eggshell with nothing but fucking pustulence on the inside, seeping out. Rest in peace, Dead Space, Visceral Studios, and then everything else. Ultima? Oh, man. Sorry, Ultima. Activision Blizzard. Oh, geez. Let's put Call of Duty games on a Battle.net Blizzard app. That's just really great. So glad. Let's just live up to the Chinese market. Yay, Diablo Immortals. That wasn't Blizzard's original idea. That was Activision meddling. Come on, people. Come on. I think companies that don't get bought out by other companies or companies that still have a backbone, because no company is ever the same when they are owned by somebody else. It's just the vicious cycle, and I understand it's really expensive in the gaming industry to make a dime, to make a dollar, but hey, Kickstarter campaigns happen for a reason, and look how many great games have come out of Kickstarter projects. Okay, many do fail as well, but that's just the vicious cycle of just business and game development as a whole. It's not necessarily it's because they didn't have the money or the resources. Please, don't even give me that shit. If you look on Steam, there are plenty of people making fucking games every day, releasing like hundreds of games on Steam a day, or just on any platform. There's no excuse of not having enough money, okay? So, anyway, so Phil Spencer is just saying here, let's just read a quote from this dingbat. I don't like Phil Spencer at all, just because he's He's just all talk and no show. He's like a Todd Howard to me. I know sometimes I see dialogue out in the industry about, well, are acquisitions a good thing or a bad thing? Okay, one thing I'll put out there is starting a new studio, starting any small business, frankly, is a very risky proposition. Yes. Starting a video game studio, even more so. How so? And that's me saying that. How so? Why is a video game studio even more complicated? Have you seen Toby Fox? He made Undertale. He was the only person that made Undertale. He was a one-man team, and look how that worked out for him. Now he's a fucking superstar. So, I don't know if it's just money. And if a team actually takes the risk of starting a new company, starting a new studio, building that over years, building value in that, to say they shouldn't sell, I think is just short-sighted. Really? It's not just the fact that these investors just come and just write you a blank check of like, ooh, look at all this money that you'll get. And behind the people that are holding the pen are fucking lizard men or Satan worshippers or just devils in disguise. Come on now. Or just fucking gluttonous pigs. Come on. You think being owned by EA is a good idea? It's always a bad idea. Microsoft, I don't trust them. I don't trust any of these big fucking corporations, You can't trust them. No matter what their intentions are. I don't trust anybody who makes more than me. Let's just say that. Especially people that make 1,000,000 times more than me to last hundreds of NIKO lifetimes. So, if a company can stay individualistic and make great games without even being bought by somebody else, that's great. That's a good thing. I know a lot of things that... Sorry, I'm playing with the cap here. A lot of things that go wrong with businesses, yes, it can be a very short journey, a very long journey. Different people go in and out, different project directors, different bosses. The studio that started out in the beginning isn't going to be the same studio that 10 years later, right? A lot can happen, a lot can change. And I get that. And then some of those changes are people that come in and want to be bought out by a big tech or big head corporation, gaming company for this in this context. And I get it. It's the vicious cycle. It's the business schlock that I only appreciate it if these companies that get bought out by the bigger companies still put out great and amazing games, and don't have that the publisher meddling, I hate it when these companies meddle into the affairs of these game developers trying to make something their own. And a lot of games pay for it, like, I don't know, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Wow. How did that turn out for DICE or whatever, the company that made Star Wars Battlefront 2, now it's owned by EA, that whole fiasco. Yeah, and then they backed the fuck off, EA, and then Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order came out, sold very well, to the point to where they decided to take out the online only parts, the live service elements out of Dragon Age 4. That's because they finally realized that single player games still exist. So, it's just too much of a risk. That is a risky proposition, is being bought out by big schlockheads, okay? Big corporate schlockheads that just all they think is about the money, and not the player. Clearly. This should be obvious for a lot of people. And let's just say, for example, Obsidian didn't need to be bought out by Microsoft. They were making fucking bang-up games since day one. Even Knights of the Republic 2, when that was forced to come out in less than a year after Knights of the Republic 1, that game is still held to high praise. Even more now with the restored mod content. You got Pillars of Eternity, that was a Kickstarter game. You got Fallout New Vegas, which that game was rushed in development. A lot of it was butchered, but that still turned out to get Game of the Year. Probably the best Fallout game ever made. South Park Stick of Truth, that's another Obsidian game that was published by Ubisoft. It's like Obsidian was never bought out, and they were making fucking gold games, and now they're making Avowed. My God, The Outer Worlds, guys, that was published by Private Division. Outer Worlds, fucking love that game. So, they were doing fine. But I guess they just want to be bought out. I just hope Microsoft is nice to them about it, because Microsoft has butchered a lot of franchises. Conquer hasn't made a comeback. Banjo-Kazooie hasn't made a comeback, unless you count Smash Brothers. And Perfect Dark has finally got an announcement trailer last year, which is great. But anyway, we're not talking about E3 or new games coming out for Microsoft. I'm just saying that any business decision you make in a business is risky. So just don't rush into it. Don't always fall for the deadly beauties, the succubi. Just they try to get you with that paycheck, and it's good to have a backbone. And you want those companies. You want to be desperate to get them, for them to get you. You want to be high steam. Anyway, so Phil Spencer, I say this to you. You cocky little freak. All right, on to the next article. Hey, we all I can't stop talking about Cyberpunk. It's just always relevant. So, Cyberpunk has been out for half a year now, and from what this article says, CD Projekt is now quite satisfied with the game's stability and performance, which means I should test it out and see how it goes. I've beaten Cyberpunk 2 times, and I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I played it ever since it came out, or a couple weeks after it came out, and I stopped playing it, I think, at the end of January or something. Anyway, I had a good time with it. I liked it a lot. The quests are a lot of fun. The story I thought was pretty fun. Characters are pretty great. I thought the gunplay and the gameplay is great, although it could use... there could have been some more added depth to some of the gameplay without getting into too much detail, and some of the things you can do in the world that are very limited. There's not too much you can do in that game, unfortunately. You would think an open world game would have mini games for you to play, especially in a big city. Yeah, mini games is a big deal. Give me those pachinko machines, damn it. Fuck, Shenmue had more things to do in a town it's like semi-open world, day-to-day schedules. What the hell? So, CD Projekt CEO Adam Kaczynski has said that the Cyberpunk 2077 has reached a satisfactory level of stability and performance, and should now be more fixes to specific in-game systems. So guys, they are satisfied with the graphical parts of the game, the technical side of things. Now they're going to fix the things that should have been in the game to begin with. Like, as I said, the game systems. Oh God. We've already reached a satisfactory level of stability. We've also worked on the overall performance, and we are quite satisfied with that. Of course, we have also fixed bugs and glitches, and we will continue to do so. Over time, we'll be introducing fixes to the general systems that players have pointed out as needing improvement. God. This game should have never came out on consoles, man. Kaczynski didn't go into detail on PS4 and Xbox One. I'm sorry. Kaczynski didn't go into detail on what player-requested systems could receive fixes, but that could include things like in-game police responses, NPC AI, or an improved character customization, or at the very least, letting me change the awful hairstyle I picked as a joke at the start of the game. Yes. Told players that performance issues remain on base PS4 consoles after the game returned to sale on the PlayStation Store. Oh my God, they should just fuck off with that shit. Like the base, if you just own a base PS4 and you going in playing Cyberpunk, you're a fool, man. You should have just known better. I know both parties are wrong in this. Cyberpunk they are the cause, and then players being dumb enough to buy a game like that for base PS4 is the effect, unfortunately. So, how do you guys feel about this? Cyberpunk, yeah, they're satisfied with the stability. 6 months later, Jesus Christ, this is a game that should have came out at the end of the year. It really should have, but here we are. This is not how it goes in the gaming industry a lot of the times. So hopefully, as the article suggests, as we read, that they work on the more in-depth things with the game systems and mechanics, and just making the world seem more fleshed out and better at coming to life, So I'm excited for that. I didn't want to really dive too much into this, but just know that Cyberpunk is still getting worked on. Oh my God. Now, this is hot topic right here. This kind of go hand in hand. The questionable Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster font is today's Twitter's discourse. Oh God. Now, don't even get me started on this. I'm really bummed out about how these aren't coming out for consoles. That shit is fucked up by Square Enix. It's only coming out on PC and mobile devices. So, Square Enix, fuck you, and this is what you get. Okay, with that said, people are really, really nitpicking right here. as the article suggests, talking about the fucking font, for fuck's sake. If it's not pixelated font, then everybody loses their shit. Everybody loses their fucking shit. These people. Like, go back and fucking just play the original games, alright? Just go fucking play. I know 90% of you nerds have these old-ass consoles like me. Go back and play it and just fucking enjoy it like that, you know? Fucking graphic snobs. I understand if it looks completely terrible, but in my opinion, I've seen it and it doesn't look that bad. I'm more worried about the sprites, and the sprites are like a toss-up between the shitty ports they did for Final Fantasy 5 and 6 and the original. It's in the middle, so it's better than the shit, the bottom of the barrel. It's just average, I think. So, people are not happy about the font used in FF 1, 2, and 3. Pixel Remasters. A scroll through Games Twitter shows folks are discussing the Square Enix's font choice, and depending on how you look at things, people are rightfully upset. The font is used and certainly questionable, and there's no denying that it doesn't necessarily fit within the art style of these Pixel Remasters. Yes, they're too smooth, is what they're trying to say. Very smooth. It's quite modern for starters, and not a font that a pixel art game would have used back when these games were made. Case in point, the original versions of the Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 use a pixelated font, see what I mean here, to accompany the pixel art used in the games. Then there's the fact that the font is quite small, which doesn't bode well for the game's overall accessibility. And this guy, Chris Kohler, says, I really don't see the problem. These 3 titles are coming to PC and mobile, and the font certainly screams mobile port, although the why behind the decision to change the font at all remains unanswered and unknown. To catch people who aren't familiar with the remasters up to speed, Square Enix announced earlier that this month is that it would be remastering the first 6 Final Fantasy games using a pixel art style reminiscent of the original art styles. Which, trust me, it doesn't look as bad as people are making it. I think it looks way better than the shitty ports that came out for Final Fantasy 5 and 6 years ago. The reason these remasters even need to exist at all, besides archival purposes, is that previously released ports of these games, looking at you, 5 and 6, especially, were not held in high regards by fans. The ports saw the game's beautiful pixel art smoothed over, giving the beloved characters and settings an almost toy figure-like look. They were criticized. They were literally pulled from Steam today by people who simply wanted to play these games as they were released. And Square did that shit with Chrono Trigger. They ported the mobile version and not the actual OG version. That game was a disaster at launch. That was just very fucked up and disrespectful of them to do such a fantastic game. That game was the equivalent of sin of Square Enix not giving a fuck about their these special franchises. That was smoothed over, shitty mobile controls, horrible UI. It was bad, man, in Chrono Trigger. It was bad. So, the Pixel Remasters aren't necessarily one-to-one in terms of pixel art, but they are a significant step up from previous ports. Then, people saw the font. To make a long story short, people are not happy with Square Enix's decision to change the font what it currently is. So, hey Square Enix, did you know that you can pay for a really, really, really good font for only like $120? I will buy it for you if you want. Seriously, my DMs are open. That's actually pretty funny. Yeah, this is a Chrono Trigger port when it first came out. It was absolutely horrible. It was, oh god, this is terrible. It was revealed today that the Pixel Remasters of Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 would be released in July. Well, we don't need this article anymore. July 28th. Pixel Remasters 4, 5, and 6, however, do not have yet have official release dates. Their Steam pages simply say coming soon. So perhaps Square Enix could change the font before they release those titles. Only time will tell. But if Square Enix checked Twitter today, the messages was probably received. Yes. So font. I mean, I understand continuity. You want it all around to have that original look. I completely understand. So guys, check it out in these Twitter posts. I'm just going to say right now that I only care about Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 out of all these, because these are the ones I appreciated out of the old games. I didn't really like Final Fantasy 2. I mean, I just didn't like the leveling and battle system. 3, never got around to playing. I don't care about Onion Knight Girl. And then the first one, well, it's not bad, but it's the first game, and it's definitely not the best in terms of in depth of story and stuff like that, you know. Final Fantasy IV is a lot of people's favorites, and I am actually really excited to play a modernized version of that because, my god, that game needs some quality of life improvements. Playing Final Fantasy IV from Final Fantasy Chronicles, yeah, the game has not aged well. Let's just say Final Fantasy V and 6 definitely fixed a lot of quality of life stuff. Like, menu navigation for one. Oh my god, just giving you better explanation of what you're doing in the menus. It's pretty bad. So I am stoked for this 4, 5, and 6. I'll be glad to play that on PC. Just even though I already own 5 and 6, does that mean I have to pay for it again since they're being taken off and these newer ones are coming on? I don't know. They're not being transparent about that. They are not being transparent at all. So Square Enix, fuck you for transparency. For lack of transparency. All right. I just don't understand how they're not being released for consoles. I would love to have a physical version of this game, or it doesn't matter, digital, on my Switch, man. That'd be fucking great. They did it for Dragon Quest. They did it for Secret of Mana. I don't get why their Final Fantasy is like they're golden goose. They released all the pixelated games of like Secret of Mana and the one I just listed before that. Oh my god, like what the fuck? How could you not do the console versions of these games? Final Fantasy, for fuck's sake. I don't get it. It's crazy. Makes absolutely no sense. Oh yeah, I said Dragon Quest. Yeah, Dragon Quest 1 through 3. Like I just don't get it. I'm hoping they do Dragon Quest 4, 5, just all of them on consoles, honestly. Let's bring 4, 5, 6 on there. That'd be fucking great. Those are great games. Anyway, last but not least, hey, look, remember when PlayStation started to give a shit about the PC gaming, or when they didn't care about it? Doing PC ports or even crossplay or just anything that remotely spells sharing is caring? Well, you know what? This might be, PlayStation's slowly coming around. Of course, you got people like Nintendo who, well, they do believe in crossplay and stuff, but they're still more standing on their own two legs. They don't really care about PC ports for their exclusives, of course, or putting their stuff on any other console. But that's Nintendo. This is PlayStation we're talking about. And PlayStation has been slowly porting their exclusive games onto PC, like Detroit Become Human. You got Death Stranding, Horizon, just to list a few. So it's a real pleasure to welcome a team with such deep technical expertise and vast experience. And what company am I talking about? Nixxes, a PC porting specialist. Whatever. PlayStation has acquired Nixxes, a Dutch studio that specializes in porting games to PC. Announced by head of PlayStation Studios, Herman Holst, Nixxes has been bought for an undisclosed fee. The studio will provide high-quality in-house technical and development capabilities for PlayStation Studios. Sony's really keeping the price hush-hush, huh? What, do they fucking hold their parents at gunpoint or some shit? Sony is so horrible with transparency. Nixxes has worked extensively with Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and IO Interactive since forming in 1999. So Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and the Hitman games. Porting the recent Tomb Raider trilogy and the two most recent Deus Ex games to PC. While no specifics have been given about Nixxes' work for PlayStation, it feels likely that the studio will support Sony's increased focus on porting its console-exclusive games to PC. Thank God. Oh yeah, also Days Gone is on there now on PC. I highly respect Nixxes and am excited for this very experienced team to become part of the world-class development community at SIE, said Holst. SIE in a statement. SIE, that sounds funny to say. They have a passion for improving games and for delivering the best possible experience for gamers. Nixxes will be a strong asset for everyone across PlayStation Studios, helping our teams focus on their most important goal, which is to create unique PlayStation content at best possible quality. All right, just bullshit business talk, business jargon. All right. So I think that's great. Sony needs to stop being so freaking... Look, I understand they want to sell consoles and stuff. I get it. But hey, your consoles sell like hotcakes anyway, so that's not an issue. Because PlayStation 5 shortage, anyone? Yeah. Pay attention to those stock alerts because they go out as soon as they are announced. So it's not about, it's not the money that they're having a problem with. PlayStation 5 is already selling more consoles in its first 6 months than the PS4 did. So I understand scalpers and all that. I get that. But still, it's a sale is a sale, despite how it was obtained. And it's really hard to decide who is a scalper and who's not. But you can just go on eBay to know for sure. Fuck those guys. So, Nixxes, yeah. That's good. Let's bring those games out to PC. that people have been wanting, like Bloodborne, The Last of Us, Ghost of Toshima, sorry, hashtag stop Asian hate. You know, just the more the merrier, you know, PlayStation, God of War, maybe? So, hopefully it works out in PlayStation and Nixxes' in favor of, you know, of just putting those games out on PC. And hopefully somebody will get a PS5, you know, somebody will get a PS5. But hey guys, look, we did it. We got through all the articles. Got through all the articles that I gave two shits about. Let's give each other a round of applause, eh? Hey, yeah. Let's go. Oh, sorry, clip. I'm excited that we got through this. There was a lot of stuff to talk about. I think I did a well enough job to give you guys my own perspective on the articles. And I know you don't get to see my face cam. This isn't live stream. This is, you know, pre-recorded, all that jazz. It's whatever, but you know, it's fine. I do that from time to time. I just wasn't in the mood to live stream, honestly. Also, I didn't want to put a shirt on because I'm wearing a bear head. That's right. I went out into the mountains. I hunted a bear with my Grizzly Adams not-so-beard, and it died. Who died? The bear or the beard? I don't know. Beard versus bear. Let's go. Let's make that a Capcom game. So, guys, I hope you stuck around long enough to hear all the stupid jokes I made, the really horrible jokes especially, and about what's happening in the gaming world. You know, it's Solo NIKO, right? Everybody likes Solo NIKO. If you guys want me to do more interviews with special people, which I've done, and it's a ton of fun meeting these great people during these interviews. You know, check out the latest interview with Carolyn Woolis. Oh my gosh, she's fantastic. First time in-person interview. Had a great time talking all about music. Shameless plug, by the way. And then all the other interviews I did were over Discord, you know, of meeting these different artists, and just, oh man, it was a lot of fun. Good fun. I tried to branch out a network so my channel holds some merit. You know, I just don't solely just do solo stuff. I've been doing solo stuff for a long time. You know, it's about time I branch out, which I might be branching out pretty soon here to somebody else if I can find. Maybe get someone who's been on previously. Who knows? Anyway, folks, this has been fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, NikoTheLegend. I'll say it. I said it once, and I'll say it 20 more times till it's obnoxious. Hello. That's what it is. Penis. Dick pic. I'm on Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Discord, Twitter, Instagram. You'll find all the links in the description below. Just not Instagram. That's just my personal profile, honestly. And Spotify especially. Check me on Spotify, guys. I would love for you to hear my voice speaking to you. You know, on a different digital landscape. A lot of fun. I enjoy doing this stuff big time. I try to do these shows once a week, but if it's every 2 weeks sometimes, bear with me. I'm sure you guys don't give two shits anyway if it's someone first time ever. But I'm going to do my best. So thanks, folks. Round of applause for everybody once again. I have been your host, NikoTheLegend. NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, rambling idiot, and Vigil. I hope you do enjoy your 4th of July spanking weekend. Make sure you show them the real bottle rocket. Don't fireworks are old news. It's time to show them the real bottle rocket. Am I right? Do I hear a police siren outside?